All right, my friends, we are finishing this part of what we were studying, this little unit. So what we need to do to finish it up is I need you guys to make me a little summary where you're going to talk on Seesaw and answer all of these questions. Now, I'm going to put the PDF online so you can print it out if you want to, or you can just look at it and say the stuff you want to say. It's up to you how you want to do it. But this is what you need to include. I need you to include answers to all of these questions. You need to answer the question about summarizing the biblical text. You need to answer the question about what is important about Pharaoh not knowing Joseph. You need to answer the question, how did Pharaoh justify enslaving the Israelites? And why did Pharaoh enslave the Israelites? And your own thoughts. Now, I know that was a lot really fast. We're going to go through them one at a time, okay? And I'll give you some ideas of what to write, but I want to see your answers, okay? So for summarizing the biblical text, what happened in this part of what we were studying, right? There was a new Pharaoh. Did I spell it right? Yep. And what did he do? He enslaved the Jews, right? Doesn't have to be a lot. Okay, look, I'll put a period because I'm a show off. Okay, what is important about Pharaoh not knowing Joseph? Why is it important? Well, it's important to know that Pharaoh claims he didn't know Joseph because why was it okay for him to pretend that he had never heard of Joseph? I have an idea. Maybe it has something to do with it's easier to enslave the Jews if people think you don't know what you're doing or that they don't remember how great Joseph was. And so why would we enslave his people? Things like that. So it's important to know that Pharaoh claims he didn't know Joseph because it made it easier to treat the Jews badly. Did I spell everything right? You look at me. Okay. What does it say? How did the Pharaoh justify enslaving the Jews? What did he do? Well, he said a lot of things about the Jews, didn't he? I would just start with Pharaoh. Pharaoh justified his actions by making the Jews, did I spell it wrong? Jews into, I didn't capitalize them, huh? All right. Jews into a weird group, right? He convinced everyone that the Jews were not worth treating well. What did I do there? Oh, I spelled weird wrong. Sorry, guys. Before E except after C, except for in the word weird. All right, so how did Pharaoh justify enslaving the Israelites? Well, he did that by kind of making them into a weird group that other people wouldn't feel bad about being mean to. Okay, why did Pharaoh enslave the Israelites? You guys did a great job explaining this to me today or yesterday or whatever day it was, right? Why did Pharaoh enslave the Jews? People had different reasons, and you'll write yours. The Jews, because why did Pharaoh enslave the Jews, you guys? Some people said because he was afraid of them. Some people said enslave the Jews because he wanted to look good, right? Maybe you'd want to say because he was worried about his reputation. Or maybe because he wanted their land. See, there's lots of reasons. Okay. And then what are your thoughts on this text? This is where you're going to say not Mrs. Rushfield's thoughts, but your thoughts. I think it was Micah was comparing Pharaoh to what's going on in the government right now. You might want to do something like that. Or maybe you want to say something about how you always heard that Pharaoh was mean to the Jews, but it's interesting to see how he did it gradually, and it didn't just happen all at once. Like, we knew that Pharaoh was mean to the Jews, but we never really saw how it started, and this little chunk of what we studied is showing us exactly how it started. So you're going to fill in your Seesaw Summary whatever way you want to do it, and then I want you to record yourself reading it to me and teaching me about this part. Okay? That's all it is. It's kind of hard. I'm sorry, but I think you can do it. It's not that bad. Okay? So you're going to do that because next we're going to start another chunk of the story. Spoiler alert. It involves killing babies. Oh my God, what? Yes, I know. I'm sorry. Okay, my friends. Miss you. See you around like a donut.